Journey. Welcome to Walking the Path. I am certainly walking the path today. Are you walking the path? Sometimes the path is a little wide, right? Wide and easy. Sometimes the path is narrow and can be a little dangerous. Sometimes the path is uphill. Sometimes it's rocky. Sometimes it's smooth. Where are you? What kind of path are you on today? I'm here at Rythmia. That's where I am. I'm at Rythmia in beautiful Guanacaste, Costa Rica. And today the title of the talk is Open Forum. So if you want to send me a little note of who, say hi, and let me know if there's a topic that you want to discuss, because I'd love to talk to you today. Let me know what you're thinking and where you're at. Where are you on the path today? What's your path like? Let me know. I know for me today, I need to be anchored in spiritual principle. That's what I need today. So I'll begin by starting with some spiritual principle. When you're on the path, what are some principles to help you along the way, to help me along the way? Well, for me, the first principle is God is all there is. That's it. There's nothing outside of that. No matter what we're experiencing, God is all there is. Hey, Nicole, great to see you. God is all there is. One source, one power, one life, not two, right? There's a whole story about good and evil and the devil and hey, Solimar, great to see you, right? Well, if that's the truth, Romana, hello, that's the truth. If that's the truth, that means there's two powers. But spiritual principle says one power, one source, one life, life eternal. How do we resolve that? Hey, Ashley, great to see you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Romana says she loves my necklace. This is a special gift from a friend, Parashakti. So how do we resolve the apparent duality, right? There's this whole myth around Lucifer being cast out of heaven, and now there's a evil and good, and the forces of evil waging against the forces of good. Now, there are certainly bad things that happen in the world, right? There's evil out there. But how do we resolve that duality? Well, spiritual principle says that all duality resolves into singularity. All duality. So in this particular example, Lucifer actually means light bearer. Luce is light. Lucifer, the bearer of light, right? And in this example, we might take note from something in nature. Have you ever been up before dawn, right? When the night turns to day? Where exactly does night turn to day, right? It begins, there's gradients, little by little. So in fact, the darkness is not the opposite of light. Darkness is just an expression of less light. So it's all light. It's all light, just less light, right? Interesting that Lucifer's name is light bearer, right? We need the contrast at some level so that we can have some understanding, growth, expansion. And in that expansion and growth, we bring the darkness to the light. But it's all light. It's all an expression of light, just like hot and cold are an expression of heat. There is really no such thing as absolute cold. There's just a lot less heat. That's the truth. Astronomer or physicist Neil Tyson deGrasse talks about the impossibility of absolute zero, because at absolute zero, I mean, there is no absolute zero. You can never get to absolute zero because there's always some movement on the quantum level. There's some movement on the quantum level. There gets a point where things get so cold that instead of particle vibrations, it's long waves, and the waves get thinned out and attenuated so much that at some point in super cold, you can actually put your hand into the ice and it's like a gelatinous form and it moves and parts from your hand, right? So even that isn't absolute zero. There's still some molecular movement, some movement. So all of it, even the coldest that you can imagine, is just an expression of less heat. There's still some movement there. And if there's movement, there's heat, just a lot less of it than the sun, right? So we do have opposition. There is duality in this world, good and evil. But both good and evil are an expression of one thing, good. It's just less of the expression, right? And the only thing that limits that expression is our own thinking. So love is everywhere. There's no opposite to love, but love is only suppressed. Love is only suppressed by limited thought. And love isn't suppressed, it's just limited its flow. In other words, I can't stop the flow of good. I can't stop the flow of love. I can't stop the flow of light with my limited thinking. That's everywhere. It's being broadcast. But I can stop it flowing through me. That's the only place. And that only harms me. It's such, there's an old philosophical chestnut. If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a noise? All right. So the metaphysician would say, no, it doesn't make a noise because sound requires a receiver to realize the sound. It must be received by something so that it can be amplified. Well, that's just like spirit. Spirit is always expressing, but it requires a receiver. We must be that receiver. Okay, let's look and see what folks are saying. Candace, my sister, hello. Gwen, hello from Colorado. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Hey, good to see you, Gwen. Cam, thank you so much for those beautiful words, Cam. So on my feed, I get comments from Facebook, from YouTube, from Instagram. They're all over there. So if you're hearing me say something and you don't see it on the comment line, it's because it's coming from a different place. Missy, hello from Wisconsin. Good to see you. All right, so that was the first spiritual principle. God is all there is. Let's see. Another spiritual principle that's one of my go-to principles is that nothing is being withheld. Nothing is being withheld. This is such a powerful principle. There's no withholding God. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for those beautiful words. There's no withhold of goodness from us, right? It's the same principles we were talking about. God is all there is. The only thing that can limit the flow of goodness is my own limited thinking. In the same way, when we say nothing is being withheld, it means that all is freely given. We see ample examples of this. Each of our lives is an example of this. We didn't do anything to deserve this gift. This is a gift. It's a gift. Even in the shittiest day, even in the hardest time, life is a gift. And I didn't do anything to deserve it. It was just given to me. And it was given freely with no strings attached. I could do anything I want. I could be a low vibrational being. I could be a high vibrational being, and anything in between. It was a gift freely given. So this is two things I get out of that. Nothing is being withheld. Means that the universe is fundamentally, thank you, Melissa, fundamentally a loving place. The universe is fundamentally loving. How do I know that? Because I got this gift of life with no condition, no selection. It was just given to me. I received it and I didn't do anything to deserve it. And you didn't do anything to deserve it. It was just given freely. So I know from that nothing is being withheld, and that the universe is founded fundamentally on love. The universe is a friendly place. There's another spiritual principle. The universe is a friendly place that is constantly working on my behalf. No matter what I'm going through or you're going through, we are growing through. We're growing through it, right? Because whatever's happening is happening for us. Whatever's happening today for me, I'm growing through it because it's all a reflection for something that for me, some part of me that's looking to be brought to the light, some part of me that's looking to be healed. And so it's reflecting back these areas, right? For all of us, the nature of there's another spiritual principle. The nature of the universe is reflective. It's like a mirror reflecting and revealing the areas within ourselves that are seeking to be healed. That's the nature of the universe. It's a mirror, and I know that what I put in, I get out. Okay, so the three spiritual principles that we've talked about today: God is all there is. Nothing is being withheld. The universe is fundamentally the universe is a friendly place that is tirelessly working on my behalf, that everything's happening for me. 3 rock solid principles that help anchor in the times of despair, anchor in the tough times. Now, does that mean that the tough times go away? Like, oh, I just say these principles and everything's okay? No, nope, doesn't work like that. However, what does happen is it gives me an ability to move through whatever I'm going through, because I know that there's something good here. I know there's something for me here. And so everything that we're experiencing is for us. It's either a lesson or a blessing, or it's something emerging in the race consciousness, or it's something emerging from my own awareness. Either I'm creating it from limited thinking, or I'm creating it from my higher self, which is causing things to happen, spurring me to grow, or it's something that I don't know quite how it is working, but there's a blessing in there. Many times something happens and it looks bad, but it's really good. That's a blessing, right? And or it's happening because there's something in the noosphere, as Pierre Teilhard de Chardin calls it, in the realm, or Carl Jung calls it the collective unconscious. There's something bubbling up in the collective awareness that's emerging. Those are the ways in which things emerge in our lives. These are teachings from Agape and Reverend Michael, the 4 windows of manifestation. And so I know that based on that teaching, that everything is happening for me, one way or another. Whatever way it's manifesting to be healed. If it's coming up through the race consciousness, it's manifesting for all of us to heal. If it's coming up through as a blessing, something is working on a different level that's trying to get me to see something, or a lesson, my higher self is kind of pushing me off the cliff going, you're a little too comfortable, boom, let me help you out there. Or I've manifested it myself through some sort of repetitive thinking. And typically that's a lower vibrational thinking. So there we go. There's some spiritual principle. Blessings in disguise. Beautifully said, Cam. Beautifully said. So there's some spiritual principle, open forum. I'm so grateful for all of you all y'all. I'm grateful for all y'all today. And I want to leave you with a little, we got the funk, but give us the funk. Ow, we got the funk. Give us the funk. Wow. Because, funk not only moves, it can remove. So whatever you're going through, you're growing through. Put a little music on and funk it up. Get funky up and with it. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day. Many blessings, richest blessings to each of you. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for checking us out. And I look forward to the next time. Peace and richest blessings.